What is going on, everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of the Liverpool Let's Play series here on FM19. And as I said I would, we have the Champions League first knockout round draw to start this episode. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Of course, we finished second, so we're not seeded for the draw. If you look at some of those unseeded teams, Atletico, Barca, Real Madrid, it's been a bit of a topsy-turvy group stage campaign, but if we look at the seeded teams, so these are the teams that we could face. One of Juve, Benfica, Bayer Leverkusen, Bayern Munich, and that's it actually. We can't play Valencia and we can't play any of the English teams. So, there's two teams in there that I'd obviously rather avoid. Bayer Leverkusen's probably the team we want, but it doesn't always pan out that way. So, let's start the draw. Leon and Bayern. Okay, so we avoid Bayern. I'm guessing the unseeded teams are drawn first. Ajax. Juve, yes. Okay, so the two teams we didn't want have gone first, which is excellent. So it is going to be one of Benfica or Bayer Leverkusen. Hanover, Arsenal, Barca, Chelsea. My word, that is a massive tie. Atletico, Man City. Again, massive game. Liverpool. Okay, so Benfica or Bayer Leverkusen. We want Bayer Leverkusen. Oh, Benfica. I mean, again, we could have had Bayern, we could have had Juventus, so it's not the end of the world. But if we have a look at Benfica's team, some faces in there I recognise. Surprised Grimaldo's not moved on. He is wanted by PSG and Atletico. Daley Blint's in there. Kasper Dolberg plays for them. Interesting. Yeah, happy with that. And I definitely think we've got a good chance of qualifying for the next round. So, has the games been scheduled yet? Yes, they have. So, February and March. So, okay, I am going to play forward all the way to the Benfica game, and then we will have that. I'm thinking we'll do a double header. So, we will have the two Benfica games. It's going to take a little while, so I'll join you then. Right then, welcome back. We are at the day of the first tie, and there's a couple of things to run you through before we crack on. Obviously, it's been a little while in game, as you can see. We're now in the middle of February. The first thing I wanted to point out, the board have given me a new contract, which is nice. Another 4 years at Liverpool. Obviously, the save's ending at the end of the season anyway, but it is quite nice. One thing I've noticed as well, obviously, I set my reputation and everything to match with what Liverpool was. And as a 25-year-old, I made 22 appearances for England and scored 8 goals, which is pretty pleasing. Considering I used to play Sunday League as a goalkeeper, that's quite impressive. In terms of other goings on, just scrolling down. Okay, so let's talk transfers. Yes, unfortunately, the dream is over. Ryan Babel, club legend, a man after my heart. He will always be a hero in my books. He has left the club. He's gone to Young Boys. He was complaining, as I said previously, about lack of action. I didn't want an upset player disrupting the squad. He made 10 appearances in a year for me. He was literally here for a year. He's gone to Young Boys. 7 million for him. I mean, a bit of a loss on what we paid for him, but just good to get him out of the club. He's already done well for Young Boys. And if you just heard a really loud noise, the tumble dryer just went off in my garage. That's where I record. Now I'm back home from uni, so I do apologise. But yeah, smattering of other players have gone out on loan. Rhian Brewster gone to Reading. Shout out to him. In terms of ins, as you can see, Pablo Piatti, Babel's replacement. Again, not the most electrifying winger. Let's go with that. Sorry, the Rock, I stole his quote. Although saying that, he is quite quick, but only 2.5-star rated. He's got some good stats though. Solid option. He's been a good player on FM for a number of years. We bought him in from Monaco. He was transfer listed. 18 million we've had to pay for him. But yeah, I've always liked this guy. He's always done well. And yeah, I think he'll be a decent backup option to El Shah. And then we did bring in a player on deadline day, German Valera. He is a youngster, 17. Already got 2-star current ability, 5-star potential. Plays in that same place, so we could well see him make an appearance in the first team. Not too far off Pablo Piatti, but I was thinking I might continue the save offline when it's done. So that was sort of the thinking behind this. I'm not too sure, but he did excite me. And as you can see, he's already valued at 10 million. We only spent 4.1 million on him to make a few appearances for Villarreal in the first team. So you know, is a promising youngster for sure. Uh, I feel like there was other stuff I wanted to tell you. We'll run through the fixtures in a sec, but the first part of this video, the draw that I did, and this part of the video were recorded so far apart. I recorded the first bit before I had my uni deadlines. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I put out a tweet probably this time last week, maybe, just saying like last week was my last week of uni. Got loads of deadlines, going to be mad busy. Obviously, I wasn't able to upload, so this now I'm home. And now I'm home for Christmas. I've got one deadline on Thursday, but there will be much more regular content after Thursday. I might get a couple of videos out earlier in the week, but definitely after Thursday, we will be back to regular uploads. Um, is there anything? I can't think of anything else major, so let's just run through the fixtures. And as you can see, it's gone quite well for us. Lots of green, couple of bits of red. We'll talk about those. I can't remember when we did the draw. I can't remember what games I showed you, so we'll just run through them all. 2-0 well over Brighton, that was solid. 1-0 defeat to Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Did play a rotated side. It was fairly strong still. We did dominate the game actually, but just couldn't break them down. 1-0 win over Southampton. 7-0 win over Villa. That was really surprising, but we absolutely destroyed them. 3-0 win over Everton. Everton have been really struggling this season, so always nice to get a win in the Merseyside derby. This game really frustrated me. We were, as you can imagine, on top. Sheffield United were bottom of the league. Look at that, 24 shots. They didn't muster a single shot, let alone one on target. We only managed to get 6 shots on target and we didn't score, which was really annoying. We beat Bristol City 4-1 in the FA Cup. They did have 2 men sent off, as you can see, so that really did help. And we went 1-0 down. And yes, that was a bit of a disappointing performance, but we did get the win nonetheless. We then beat Stoke 5-0, another centre-back hat-trick, this time for Joe Gomez. Yeah, centre-backs seem to be better than Firmino in this save. I don't know what's going on. 3-0 win away at Bournemouth, lovely stuff. 1-0 defeat in the 94th minute to Spurs in the FA Cup. That was disappointing. We played a bit of a stronger side in this one, but yeah, unfortunately, just couldn't come away with a win. 2-0 win against Wolves, very good. 2-0 win away at West Ham. You see there, Felix scored 2 penalties. He actually missed another one as well. He could have had a hat trick of penalties, but it wasn't to be. And in our most recent game, a 3-0 win against Watford. So, plenty of green, as you might be able to tell from the top. If we have a look at the Premier League, we are back on top, 4 points clear of Arsenal. United have had a bit of a slip up. Tottenham and Chelsea aren't really contending. And yeah, it seems to be us and Arsenal, though Arsenal have dropped points a little bit recently, so good to have that gap of plus 53 goal difference is absolutely mad. As you can see, you've got 2, Trent and Van Dijk, top average ratings. Salah second the assist, Suso 8 clear. That is remarkable. But yeah, that is what the table looks like at this stage of the season. City lurking in the 8th position, although they're only a couple of points off Europe. So yeah, a bit of work for them to do. And if you have a look at the bottom, Sheffield United 12 points adrift. They look dead and buried already, but it was always going to be a tough season for them. Anyway, we are playing against Benfica. That's what we're here for, Champions League. Actually, that was one thing I just remembered. If we have a quick look, when I was looking at replacements for Ryan Babel, Gerard Deulofeu was someone who really took my eye. Obviously plays for Watford in this save, but they wanted a hell of a lot of money for him. And the reason I mentioned Benfica is because we actually put in a bid. Is he on their team sheet? Where are you? This guy, Zivkovic. He's been hotly tipped on FM for a number of years now. And yeah, I put in a bid for him. It was about 25 million. And this was based on an old scout report. I pressed suggest terms, and they wanted like 70, 80 million for him. And I was just like, no thanks. So we could have had one of theirs, and we do have one of theirs actually. As João Felix, of course, we bought him from Benfica. He's been playing in a lot more games recently, and certainly establishing himself once again. He had a bit of a spell out, but he's come back in and he's doing very well. So he is going to play in today's team. And we are going to show both legs in this episode. It's going to be a bit of a longer one, I do apologise, but hopefully you will enjoy it. You'll notice that I'm talking at a bit of a quicker rate. It's because I'm recording this in my garage and it is bloody cold. But anyway, enough about that. So, we're sticking with our normal formation. We are going to approach this one a bit cautiously because we did finish second, so Benfica did finish first. They are maybe slight favourites. I don't think I've got the Portuguese league loaded, so I'm not sure how they're getting on in their division. But nonetheless, this is the team we are going to go with. Alisson, of course, in goal. Trent right back, Robertson left back, Gomez and Van Dijk in the middle. Gomez has got a knock, but has been past fit to play. So I want to have my full strength defence available to me. In that half-back role, we've got Danilo Pereira. In the middle of midfield, we have got João Felix and Naby Keita. Salah on the right, Elshar on the left, and Bobby Firmino up top. So this is probably one of the more favourable draws we could have got. I'm really hoping we can advance to the next round, and hopefully we start off with a really good win in the home tie. Okay, so Benfica playing a very defensive formation. They're obviously slightly concerned about what we have to offer. Daley Blind playing defensive midfield, Toornstra playing right wing, Zivkic left, and Dolberg up front. Of all the teams that Dolberg could have moved to, this is an interesting one. I'm not going to give away any details. Right, okay, so the games begin. Benfica playing in their white as they normally play in red, but obviously that is our colour. And we start with a highlight less than a minute in. Firmino tries to get a ball in, but it rebounds out to Felix. Can he find Trent on the wing? He does. Trent, can he get a ball in? He does. Elshar at the back stick. He hits the side netting. Good early start. Benfica having a lot of the possession, although we are only a minute in. Trent's picked up an early booking as well, which isn't good. But I've got more confidence now seeing how defensively Benfica are playing. They're obviously trying to play for a point to take back to Portugal. We've started this game rather well. Robertson now, 20 minutes in, gets the ball back from Danilo and he can move forward inside to João Felix. Can he hurt his former club? I certainly hurt him so. He's been in great form. Wants a lovely ball out to Salah, gets to the byline. Firmino, oh, he hits the post. A lovely move. We're just going to make Trent tackle less, but yeah, it's a lovely move. Salah did really well to find Firmino in such space, and his shot crashes against the post. Unlucky for us. We move towards half time. Benfica haven't had a shot yet in this game. I really hope this isn't a repeat of the Sheffield United game where we absolutely dominate and can't break them down. But it looks like it's going to be half time, and it is going to be 0-0. There we go. Benfica having slightly more of the ball. I'm guessing they're just playing a bit of keep ball when they do get it, not really fussed about attacking too much. They might be able to snatch an away goal, but we really need to get something in the second half. We really want to go to Portugal on the front foot. Salah wants a ball in, and we've got a penalty. João Felix is going to be the man. Van Dijk goes down. João Felix is going to be the man. Can he score against his former club? Been great from the spot this season, and he buries it with some conviction in the corner. His 5th goal of the season. Most of them are penalties, I think, to be honest, but I don't care. He's put us 1-0 up. Lovely old job. You'd have to think now as well, Benfica going to have to come out. Trent with a free kick. Oh, he puts it just over. We know he can hit them. But yeah, Benfica are going to have to come out at us, because if we carry on in this fashion, Trent with the corner. Gomez is there. It's a bit of a scramble. Firmino knocks it in. It's gone in off the defender. An hour gone. And Liverpool lead 2-0 at Anfield. A solid lead to take to Portugal. Can we build on it even more? Benfica have offered nothing. They still haven't had a shot. They're going to really have to come out at us in the second leg. Could we add another? Trent with a free kick. He tries one. And Elshar knocks it in. The keeper spills it. Elshar is the first to react. He grabs his 10th goal of the season. And this couldn't really have gone much better, to be honest. 20 minutes to go. 3-0 up. Lovely old job. And I think I'm going to make some changes. We're going to want to keep players fresh. Of course, there's a couple of Premier League games between now and the second leg. So I want to try and keep things as fresh as possible. So let's have a look. I think, well, let's just sort who's tired. No, that's the wrong way. Let's have a look. So, Trent, Felix, and Elshar, I would have to say. That bloody tumble dryer is doing my head in. I can only apologise. This is the only place in the house that I can actually get a peace and quiet to record. So, right, Trent is going to come off. I think, yeah, we'll move Joe Gomez out to the wing and then bring Lovren on. Felix, he's had a good game. We'll bring on Fabinho. Doesn't matter which way round they play. We'll play Fabinho as the advanced playmaker. And who was the other person? It was El Shah, wasn't it? So they haven't got many options. I think what we might do, do the change we normally do, put Salah out to the left, and I'm guessing it will suggest Bobby Firmino. Okay, we'll do that, and then Sturridge can go on up front. I'm comfortable with that. We'll switch Bobby to the winger, Salah to the inside forward. Lovely old job. So 10 minutes to go, 3-0 to the good. Benfica still haven't had a shot. That is pretty disappointing. We're going to have it all to do. We might be able to grab one last goal. Fabinho on as a sub. Goes wide out to Gomez. But he gets tackled. Will Benfica have their first shot of the game? Dolberg does really well. It goes by 2 and he's in behind and he buries it. Well, he's got his 19th goal of the season. If they're going to have shots at that ratio, better not let him forward anymore. Salah with the ball in. Van Dijk, oh, he heads it in. Instant reply. Well, I say it's a reply. We're already winning, but we restore a 3-goal advantage. Of course, Benfica do have an away goal, but they're going to have to come up with a monumental performance to salvage anything from the tie. As Firmino heads away. One last chance perhaps for Benfica. They knock it forward. Gomez heads away. Fabinho can't get a tackle in. Zeka on the wing. Daily Blind knocks one in, but that's easy for Alisson to collect. And that is going to be all she wrote, although we're playing a bit ropey at the back. Lovren's just hoofed it. There you go, the final whistle's gone. One shot for Benfica. Unfortunately, it did result in a goal, but a thoroughly professional performance. And I think it's safe to say we've got at least 1 foot in the next round. Well done, lads. A very good performance. We've got Man City, as you can see. They drew as well. What other ties have been played? Let's have a look. Stages. Okay, so Leon beat Bayern 3-0 in the first leg. Ajax 3, Juventus 3. Arsenal beat Hanover. Barca beat Chelsea. So some big Leon as well. That is probably the biggest shock of them all. But we've got a few games. That's 4 games between now and the second leg. Although look after that second leg, some massive games in the league. Starts with the game before the second leg. But we've got City next, and Leicester, Burnley, Chelsea. Ideally, probably 8 points from those 4 games is acceptable, I would say. Wins against Leicester and Burnley, a point against City and Chelsea. Yeah, that would do nicely. But I'll go and play those, and then I'll come back for the second episode. Second episode, second game. That's what I meant to say. Okay, it's game day number 2, and I just want to quickly talk about our form since the last game. As you can see, 2 wins, 2 losses. We lost to Man City. Yeah, we just didn't play anywhere near as well as we're capable of. But then we smashed Leicester, albeit they had a man sent off. We were already 1-0 up at this point, but I thought it wasn't going to go our way. We hit the post. We hit the post twice. We hit the bar as well. It just looked like it was going to be one of those days. But then after Amati got sent off, it very much swung in our favour. And then we lost 1-0 away against Burnley. Again, just one of those games where we did everything right, just couldn't get a goal. But then we smashed Chelsea 4-0. So it's been really weird, really mixed. But, 4-0 against Chelsea, not going to turn that down. So if we have a look at the league table, 4 points ahead of Arsenal, but they do have 2 games in hand, which means if they win both, they could go above us. So it is quite important. If we just have a quick look, who have they got coming up in the league? Wolves, Chelsea, Stoke. Okay, so we play them in a few games' time, but yeah, they've got. Ideally, Chelsea need us to do a favour, but we can't rely on other teams. So anyway, this is the team for today's game. Not much has changed. A couple of changes. Trent is suspended, so Klein's had to come in at right back, and El Shaarawy, I think, is injured. Yeah, he's not quite fully fit for the game, so we're going to get our first look in a live com at Pablo Piatti. But this is going to be the team. So Alisson is in goal, Klein at right back, Robertson left back, Van Dijk and Gomez in the middle, Pereira in the half back role, Felix and Keita in the middle, Salah on the right, Piatti on the left, and Bobby Firmino up top. We've already got 1 foot in this quarters. There we go. Words are evading me today. Yeah, 1 foot in the quarters, but we need to make sure that we do a professional job in Portugal. The quarter-final draw is only a couple of days after this game as well, so we will hang around for that. Benfica playing a bit more of an attacking formation today. Obviously, they do need to go for it, but I'm confident that with such a healthy margin that we can see it through. We are in our purple kit, Benfica in their red, and we get the game underway. Okay, first highlight of the game, and Robertson throws in, but it's cleared only as far as Pereira. Keita on the edge swings one in, and looked like he was aiming for Salah at the back post, but then it sort of curled towards goal, looked more like a shot, but it goes wide, and it's a fairly dull affair in the opening half an hour. Benfica yet to muster a shot, but this is, if it's a boring game, I will absolutely take it. Okay, chance just before half time. Salah swings in the free kick. Gomez is there. Dolberg heads away. Firmino gets it back out to Salah. He's got room to work with. Cross in. Keita on the edge. Oh, deflection. And it hits the post. Firmino can't quite get to the rebound. But we definitely look the more likely. And that is half time. So we've dominated the game. And yeah, I think I'm going to say let's make sure we hold on to it. Nothing silly in the second half. Benfica have really got to come out at us now. So bar a monumental collapse, I think we should be fine as Alisson easily claims that cross. First highlight of the second half. I've taken off Firmino, brought on Sturridge. Firmino wasn't having a good game. Just over 20 minutes to go. Benfica still not had a shot, but we come forward. Piatti now. Robertson's in acres of space on the left, and Keita manages to find him. But it's a good tackle by Mosquito, and Benfica could come away with it, but we pressure them well, force them back. Can we lure them into making a mistake? The centre-back clears it, but it's straight to Van Dijk, and we can come forward. Salah cuts inside. Felix. Robertson needs to make a run on the left. Keita finds him, whips one in deep, and Wallace gets it away. It's a good tackle. Benfica could break. Tornstra. There's a good closing down by Pereira. Piatti. Sturridge, it hits the post, and it's crawled over the line. I'm not too sure if the keeper got a touch to it, but Sturridge has grabbed us a vital away goal. We have a 4-goal advantage, and I think it's safe to say we are going to be in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which is brilliant for confidence. There's some surprising teams that have made it to the quarterfinal stage. We'll have a look at those in a second, but I think that's going to be wrapped up. Maybe one more chance, perhaps. Danilo, Robertson, Felix. We just work it on the edge of the area nicely. We do retain possession very well. Keita, Sturridge, Keita. Oh my word, what a finish that is. He has been superb for us in this series, and he's just bent one top bins. Keeper had absolutely no chance, and that puts the cherry on the icing on the cake. And that is going to be game over. If the referee would just like to blow his whistle. Felix plays one forward, but he isn't going to get there. And I think if the referee would... There we go. End of the game. 2-0, 6-1 on aggregate. We have done absolutely marvellously. Right, so we will just skip ahead. So, Atletico have knocked City out. If we just have a quick look... I think all... Oh, where has it gone? I think all the ties have been played. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, there we go. So Lyon did knock out Bayern. Bayern did win the away leg, but that extra goal by Lyon sees them through. Juventus beat Ajax, Arsenal beat Hanover, Barca beat Chelsea, Madrid City, Liverpool, obviously we beat Benfica, Valencia beat PSV, and Bayer Leverkusen put out Real Madrid. So there's definitely more favourable ties in this quarter-final draw. Obviously, looking at the likes of Lyon or Bayer Leverkusen, So we will join you in a couple of days, and we will find out who our quarter-final opponents will be. Okay, a couple of days have passed by. It's the quarter-final draw. Arsenal, as you can see, we've got a couple of weeks, but Arsenal is our next game in the league. Arsenal played one of their games in hand, and if you just have a look, they did win. They beat Wolves 6-5. What a game that is. Aubameyang getting the decisive goal, it looks like, on 76 minutes. So it was 5-all up until that point. It didn't even go that late. What a game that is. Unfortunately, Wolves have scored 5 goals away from home and still not come away with anything. Arsenal had 45 shots in that game. They've been superb this year. But yeah, Champions League quarter-final draw. So if we have a look at the teams, Atletico, Barca, Juve, Lyon, Arsenal, Leverkusen, us and Valencia. There's 3 teams in there that I wouldn't mind drawing. I'm sure you know who they are, but hopefully we can avoid one of the bigger teams again. So Liverpool, we're first out. Okay, Valencia, Ajax, not Ajax. Where have I got Ajax from? Valencia, Leverkusen, or Lyon. That would be ideal, and it's going to be Arsenal. Oh no. I'm not confident that you saw earlier in the season that they beat us. We've got them soon. They're on an amazing run of form. If we just draw the rest of it, so Leverkusen get Madrid, Lyon, Valencia, Juve, Barca. So that is a massive, massive tie. So there's going to be some surprise teams hitting the semi-final stage. But Arsenal is going to be the team for us. So, as you can see, Arsenal, we've got Arsenal 3 games out of 5. And yeah, that is going to be madness. That is going to be the end of this episode. I'm just debating whether to do a triple header and show all of the Arsenal games in the next episode. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see in the comment section or on Twitter or however you want to let me know. Please do. But yeah, that they're all massively important games. Arsenal could be the downfall of our season. They could ruin our title hopes, our Premier League hopes, and our Champions League hopes. So yeah, let me know what you want to see. If you just want to keep it to the Champions League games, that's fine. I might show the. If we do a triple header, it won't obviously be a very long episode. I'll just show you the main highlights from those games. But yeah, big games coming our way. We've got Spurs in there as well, so absolutely massive crunch time at the end of the season. But that is going to be it for today's episode. So guys, if you have enjoyed it, please drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.